Not exactly telling me who you are.
Why you remind me of Morty?
Morty.
The freaking
I can't now. I fucking hear it now. Oh, man.
Well, that's gonna be the first blooper of the blooper reel for the
Oh,
next year.
fuck.
My God.
I don't know, man. I don't know you. What are you doing in my house?
I fucking peed a little bit.
Oh, great.
Oh my God. For the people who pay for the fucking like unedited shit, they're gonna have a fucking riot. Oh my God. Okay, so Remy's gonna say, well, oh, like I guess she's like under, like I guess she does she like understand that Oswald doesn't remember her?
Let's play Mutants and Masterminds.
I just got somebody on Instagram to follow my personal Instagram, and their name is Cozy Cutie.
Are you a cozy cutie, Kyle?
I am a very cozy cutie. You ever do that thing where you stretch and then like you kind of get lightheaded for half a second and then it goes away?
Yep.
Yep.
That just happened.
Feels great.
Nah, no, it doesn't. I had to like sit there for a minute staring at the wall like,
It just got really dark all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Second.
All right. So
Maybe I just
we're
need
gonna.
What the actual fuck? Why are you guys so fucking overpowered? It doesn't make
In
any
vehicles?
goddamn.
Are you going to yell at me? You're going to yell at us street racers for having a 14 in vehicles? Are you fucking
but,
kidding
like,
me?
Straight up. Like, y'all put so much into certain things, and I'm sitting here and I'm like actually planning.
I have a 3 in agility and a 1 in presence and a 6
And
in
you're a
fighting.
stretching bitch. You should have
Yeah.
more agility.
Yeah, life doesn't work that way for me.
Stop dumping it into one thing we barely use.
I don't dump it into one thing. I put it a lot into my powers, and I had to put a lot into my powers. So, for someone who we are not naming anymore, would actually let me use said power. So.
Oh my God. I rolled a 7, so that means I got a 45. Like, that's just how it feels.
Okay, but can I tell you something though, so you can feel better about the situation?
Yes.
All my DCs are a hell of a lot higher now.
Okay, thank God.
No, like I had to make this very clear in Britain's episode 0.
Mm-hmm.
My characters are, all of you, even me technically playing as River, level 11 in Mutants and Masterminds, which means we could get a 20 by one roll, not working really hard. So Oswald's DCs are usually a 20 to a 35. That's where his DCs range.
I just want to do a thing real quick. I just did I just rolled an arbitrary fighting check. I got a 7 on dice, but I add 25 to that, so that's a 32.
So yeah, that's why it's a 20 to a 35 DC. Do you understand now? For you, Remy, your DCs, and I really shouldn't even be telling you guys this, but I'm telling you this for not only my players, but for my listeners. Your DCs range from 17 to 30. And Skaggy's, her beautiful Britain, our brand new player, he ranges from 17. I think I did hit at most his is 27. And that's because y'all are overpowered as fuck. Does that make you feel a little bit better? Does that help you?
It does. It helps me still be immersed in the game.
Okay, cool. Thank you. It's just an 18 plus 14 on a vehicles check because I want to get there faster doesn't really break the game.
Okay. I mean, I think it's just because I'm so used to the whole like D&D thing where you're so used to being like, oh my god, I rolled a 7, so that makes it
No,
a 9.
no, your DC is not fucking 18 in this. Your DCs are very high.
Yeah, so now
Yeah,
that makes
because
me
like,
dark.
didn't James not fix the DCs at all?
No, he
No.
didn't. So like every single time it would be like, oh, we hit, and then he never knew when it would be a dodge or a parry, and he was so fucking pissed off that my dodge was so high, he always made it a parry, even if it wasn't supposed to be a parry.
I mean, do you
Okay.
want to say that Allie knows the difference between dodge and parry?
Yeah, she
Ow.
does.
Are we sure? Are we completely sure we know the direction that we are going? Okay, so let's.
You got an apple 20 and it's a fucking 38. What the fuck?
Exactly. There we go.
I don't understand this game!
My parry's a plus 17.
Okay. All right. This entirety is going to be on the back end.
Now I know exactly how Remy felt when we were talking about Inception.
I want to roll one more fake fighting check just to see what I get. I'm really hoping it's a nat 20. No, it's a 14, but that's still plus 25.
Exactly. So, yeah. In fact, I'm thinking of making Kyle's DCs instead of go from 35 to 40 at this point. Because, like, fuck that.
Do 35. 35 max.
Oh, y'all are so fucking broken.
Blame James, dude.
I can't.
James literally did not teach me how to like do stats in this at all.
He didn't teach anybody.
A natural one for dodge, and it was still a 19.
Well, now we know he has a plus 18 to that. So thank you, Michael.
Oh my god.
All right, cool. So, you guys,
can you?
All right.
I'm doing a podcast. Fucking crow. God damn it.
I thought you were talking to a person like that.
I thought you were talking to your mother.
I was like, oh, we're about to hear the death of Kyle.
No,
I was honestly
just a
just
crow
like
outside that's yelling.
I was so ready.
I didn't hear the crow, so that's why I was like, oh my god, I'm about to witness murder.
Okay, do you want to tell us what's going on with your children?
Oh, yes. One of them isn't even my children.
Oh, God.
So, I'll do the short one first because this is kind of hysterical. So, have you ever seen, like, the TikTok sound of, like, hey, what's your name? Like, that one, and then it's like, it's like, Kyle. Oh, Kyle. Like,
fuck you, Kyle.
Fuck you, Kyle. Yeah, that one. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so, I experienced...
What's your name?
What's your name?
That's one of my favorite videos.
So I experienced something like that, but at an elementary school level. So I was walking down the hall to go pick up my lunch, and I could hear this, like, as I was walking down the hall, and then into my classroom, out of my classroom, back down the hall. This all took, like, maybe all of, like, 20 seconds. And I heard this one kid just yell at the top of his lungs, hey! And then I'm like looking around and like, is it towards me? And like, no, it's the person directly 5 feet beside him. Like, legitimately, like, it was like the closest little gap.
Kids don't know how to be quiet, and if I could punt a child for screaming, I would.
And this was,
we know, Kyle.
This was during their lunchtime. So, like, obviously kids during lunchtime have no fucking filter.
No.
So, it's all bets are off. So then this kid goes like, what? Like, in a normal voice. And he goes, hey, yo! It's like they clearly know who each other is. And then he's like, what? And he goes, you ever see Rick and Morty? This is a second grader. And the kid goes, no. And he goes, well, here's the Rick and Morty theme song, and then starts screaming it at the top of his lungs. Da-da-da, like, goes the whole, like, 9 yards. And then the kid is like, cool. And then the kid goes, so you haven't seen Rick and Morty? It's like, I was like, oh my god, I'm in a time loop. And then I'm sitting there, and then I thought to myself, wait a minute, why the fuck is this kid watching Rick and Morty? He's
That's where you.
7.
It took you that long. That was the first thing I
Yeah.
thought.
I was like, what the fuck is this kid talking about? He's 7. And then, like, it should have made sense to me, because then I realized, as an intellectual at this moment, he was wearing a Rick and Morty t-shirt.
Good job.
So it took me all of 20 seconds to realize this, and I was like, oh dear God. Now, to the fun story. The story I think y'all would appreciate the most. So I pull out various kids in case anyone doesn't know. I'm a teacher in the middle of a pandemic. But to add extra flavor to it, I'm a special education teacher in the middle of a pandemic. So I don't have a specific grade. I get all the grades because that's apparently how my school district has it set up. Like
Because no child left
nincompoops.
behind is a
Like
great idea.
nincompoops. This is how they have it set up. So this is one of the kids that I receive for support. So I only see him for 30 minutes in reading and 30 minutes in math. I don't get to work with him in reading, but I do get to work with him in math. This kid is in 1st grade. Now remember this. This is important. He's in 1st grade. And so
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know.
What grade is he in?
1st.
I think second.
So
I'm pretty sure
Maybe
second.
second grade?
Yeah.
So
Maybe he's in
3rd
he
grade. Right?
is
Okay.
he is 6 years old. Just an age, so you know exactly how old this kid is. And so I don't know what's a fake name I could give him so that I'm not breaking any laws or anything.
Billy.
Billy, perfect. So then I'm like, oh, like, what's up, Billy? Are we gonna do some work today? And he's like, yeah, we're gonna do some work today. You gonna do math with me? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do math with you. It's okay. And then we go over and we're sitting and we're working, and the assignment is that he had to draw a robot. Now this teacher like said explicitly, she goes, I don't know how you're gonna adapt it, but good luck. And so I was like, okay. So we printed off shapes for him to cut out because he can't draw a square like everyone else can draw a square. His square is either going to be really small or super big and wonky and not look like a square. And so he needs adaptations to things like this so that he can do it. So he was cutting out shapes and he was building his robot. And I was like asking him, and I said, oh, yeah, he was building a robot and he was having so much fun with it. And so I was like, hey, Billy. I was just like, so, what's your robot's name? And he goes, Billy's Robot. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I'm like,
to the point.
I was like,
Yeah,
what does
right.
your robot do? And he goes, works at the Billy factory. And I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, and what gets made at the Billy factory? And he goes, oh, you know, if I take my robot over to the robot factory or the Billy's Toys robot factory, and then we're walking along, and then a bunch of tall ladies are gonna show up, and we were like, what? And then he's like, yeah, and then the girls are gonna come up and they're gonna say, oh, hi, Billy, how are you? How's your robot friend? And he starts like going on like this whole rant, and we were like, and then he goes, and then we're gonna go to the beach, and we're gonna go to Summer Beach. And I go, something beach? And he goes, no, Summer Beach, Miss Decker. Keep up. And I was like, oh. And then he starts going on, and then he says, and then he goes, and then we're gonna go off and we're gonna go do this and this and this, and like exactly saying it like that. And I was like, oh, Billy, can you describe what these women look like just to see like if he's gonna just say like, oh, they look like a girl, like, you know, like. Then he starts saying they're gonna be tall, and then like gets like this little smirk on his face.
Oh boy.
And I'm like, and then it starts to click for me. Billy's mom is very tall. Billy's sister is very tall. Billy's assistant, his one-on-one person that we work with, who's my special education assistant, is very tall. And compared to me, to him, I'm very tall, and his teacher is very tall. So then it starts to click into place. And then we go, so Billy, what's gonna happen with this woman? And he goes, no, not woman, women. And then we were like, oh, Billy, how many women are there?
I
And he
love
goes,
a polyamorous child.
and then we're like, how many women do you have, Billy? And he goes, 10. And we were like,
Wow.
oh, and what are you gonna do
More
with
than
these
I
women?
have.
We were like, what are you gonna do with these women, Billy? And he goes, I'm gonna marry them. And we were like, oh,
Polyamorous kid.
oh, okay, Billy. And we go, and what do these women do? And he goes, oh, they work for me at the toy factory. And
Nice.
we were like,
Nice.
oh. We were like, and what do you make at the toy factory, Billy? And he goes, robots, toys for Billy, and then he's going on, and he says, and more girls, and we were like, and then he goes, and a toilet. It's like,
And a toilet, yeah. All right.
All
a
the
singular
necessities.
toilet.
I was about to say he might be misogynistic, but then he said the toilet, and I'm like, never mind.
Yeah. He knows what
He's
he's
allowing women to use the bathroom in his
Yes.
dream world. Wow.
He knows everything. He knows what he needs.
Yep.
And then,
Yep. He
and
knows
then
what he's
I was-
about for sure.
and then I said, "Oh, Billy," I was just like, "So, what's gonna happen with all of these women when they're done making you toys and this and that?" And he goes, "Then we're gonna go home, and then we're gonna go to Summer Beach, and then we're gonna live happily ever after." And I okay. And then my teaching assistant started listing off like housework for them to do, and she was like, "So yeah, they can do all that for you?" And he looks at her dead in the face, and he goes, "No." And then we were like, "Well," and then she goes, "Well, why, Billy?" And then he says, "Because women don't have to do that kind of stuff." And I was like, "Oh!"
Billy's woke. Billy's woke as
I
fuck.
was like, Billy is the wokest motherfucker in this whole school. And then I said, Billy, what happens if they don't want to marry you then? Because don't women have a choice to get married to you or not? And he goes, well, if they don't want to get married to me, I guess I'm going to have to. And then he wiggles his eyebrows and he goes, I'm going to have to woo them. And I was like, oh no, Billy! Billy, why? But the entire conversation, my mouth was dropped open. I tried so hard not to laugh. And I like told my other special education teacher this story, and she was dying. And I said, is this normal for Billy? Because she worked with him last year. And she goes, oh, yeah, this is typical. And I was like,
Awesome.
oh, my God. And I was like, this kid is going places. Oh, my God.
He's got to figure it out.
Oh my God, he's a little ray of sunshine. He's so sweet and he's so nice. He gives me a hug every single day and he always asks me how I am. And he was so sad when I wasn't there for a whole week. He would constantly ask, when is Miss Decker coming back? And then he was like, well, when she gets back, I'm going to give her a big hug so she never leaves. And so every single time he sees me, he always asks me, are you going to work with me today? And I will say like, oh, I get to work with you on math, but then I have to go into his classroom to work with another student. And he comes up and he sits right beside me and he snuggles up with me. And I'm like, Billy, I'm sorry, I have to work with so-and-so right now. And he's like, fine. And then he like goes over and his desk used to be right beside where I would work. Sorry. Alexa, stop the timer.
Bless you.
Bless
Bless
you.
you.
And he would like, his desk used to be right beside me, so he would just sit and look and watch what I was doing. And the teacher moved him to a completely different seat, and I was like, oh, my little buddy's gone.
I love that Billy was a Pomeranian, a polyamorous woke kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a polyamorous woke child from West Virginia
It's amazing.
who's only 6, and he knows
When you
what
were
he wants.
when you were describing like how his family is tall and shit, I was like, in my head, the first thing that came in there was, "What are you doing, step bro?"
No, he doesn't have any step siblings or anything.
I know,
like that.
but like
It's-
it still leads into like incest porn. So I'm like, oh
Sweet
no.
Yeah.
home Alabama.
Right.
Yeah,
Nice.
So I was like, oh, well, you know the reason why he only likes tall women, right? And they were like, why? And I go, because his mom is tall and he sees it as a comfort. Like
Yeah.
that's his comfort person is someone who is tall.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Makes
you
sense.
look at all of his friends, because he's the tallest kid out of all of his friends, the closest person that comes to him in his height is his best friend.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah. And they were just like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. Did you not know this? That kids who have specific trauma or have special needs typically go towards people that they see as comfort people. So for him, it's anyone who is tall. That's his comfort person. And they're like, oh, really? And I said, well, yeah. Like a lot of adults are tall to him. So he sees a lot of adults as comfort people. But like you can see how he interacts. Like when he interacts with our principals, if my teaching assistant is around, he'll cuddle more towards my teaching assistant because my principals are shorter than her. So like, and it's only women. He only ever like really cuddles up to women. Like he'll interact with men, but he's not as close to men as he is with women. Like his whole family is like strong, tall women. So like, obviously, like, I mean, I like that's just how it is. And I always thought like psychology with kids was always fascinating. So I really wish that I went into like child psychology or something.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Let me double check my phone and make sure my.
Give me a second, because there we are. Maybe that's where we are. Maybe it's not where we are. Oh no. See, here's the thing. Here's the fun thing with DM notes, everybody, boys and girls. They are very good, but don't have more than one notebook, or else everything gets real lost.
That's
hold
true.
on. While you're looking, I'm gonna double check and see if Carlos is still in the bathroom because I really gotta pee.
Oh god. Okay.
But you know how fast it takes me to pee.
I would also like to point out I have an Arcanine in Pokemon, and I named him Burn Puppy.
I hate you.
He's a fire type and he's a dog, so Burn Puppy. It makes sense.
Come on, so
I also have a Jolteon, and I named him Volt Puppy.
Okay, you're gonna be out.
Okay, I'm just trying to remember what I need.
Okay, then come in. Jesus Christ, Sophia, pick a spot.
Sophia!
You're either in or out.
Sophia!
Your choice. Get in the room then. Oh my God, Sophie. Oh my Jesus, Sophie. Get in the room or out of the room. Your choice. We're not doing the zoomies.
This is going into bloopers, right?
We're not doing zoomies.
Yes, it is.
Get in the room.
I'm trying to find where I put
Come
fucking
here.
Data's last
here.
name.
Come on.
Because I did not put it in his character sheet because I'm a fucking dumbass.
Hi, baby girl. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to you while I close the door. Jesus.
Y'all ever just be an idiot?
Why was this a whole charade, huh? Why was this a whole game? Carlos was still in the bathroom.
Carlos, goddammit.
I know. Why do boys take so long in the fucking shower? What do they do?
You don't want to know.
I mean, I just sit on the toilet and just look at my phone.
No, because Will also takes really long showers. Like, I'm in and out in like 20 minutes, and that's like a long shower. But like, I wash my hair twice, I put in my conditioner, I take out the conditioner, I scrub my body, I exfoliate, I wash my face. Like, I do like a bunch of stuff, and I'm out in 20 minutes. But like,
You're telling me you've never sat in the shower, felt the warm water, and just started crying.
like, so, like,
you never had a depression shower.
No, like I have had depression showers before, but like this is like an everyday thing. Like like every day Will is in the shower for like 45 minutes.
Nope. Hell no.
There are some guys that jerk off in the shower.
No,
Did anyone write-
Will can't
Stupid
jerk off in the
question.
shower.
Stupid question. Did anybody write down fucking Data's last name?
No.
Nope.
Hold
God.
on.
Because your girl can't find. I know it was like a little French.
When was the episode that we figured out what their real names were?
Oh no, I had to make up Data's last name. So
Oh, well then yeah.
that was an Allie thing.
I don't know.
I mean, just go back to your notes when Allie first DM'd, and then go forward from there.
Where do you think I'm doing right now, Mr. Castles?
Obviously not what I suggested.
I had like a list of people too, and I remember it because Zoe straight up was just like, I remember it because Elena straight up was just like, are these names important other than River's father's name? And I said, I don't know. All of you do a perception check on Data. And then all of you did, and I came out with it.
Wait,
so.
You sent us the list.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you sent us the list in Discord.
No,
yeah, but it's like far back there, isn't it?
Yeah, but all you have... pinned messages.
Oh no, that's the mutants. That's the mutants.
Yeah, those are the mutants. Nolan, Winfrey, Salvatore, Deckard.
Yeah, those aren't it.
But his mom's name was on here.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
No, it was through Astoria's notes of possible people who.
Well, then just look at that.
I don't know where it is, my love.
Oh, well.
With arms wide open.
Oh my god.
Under the sunlight.
Thank you.
I'm with you.
Screw it. Okay, it just says David something.
As I hit the...
Someone at me what the fuck I did Data's last name. I'm gonna really need it later. Thank you.
I'll show you everything.
Well,
I can make up some numbers and letters. That's fine. Whatever.
I'm also planning next week while I work.
That's
I've been a little distracted.
I don't even care. It was like Rocher or something. It wasn't chocolate. I know it wasn't. I forgot what it was.
I mean, you can make it chocolate now.
I'm not going to turn on the episode so I can be like, that was my mom, and then fucking Elena in the background going, we're going to kill your mother. I was like, no, she's dead. She's dead.
No, what you could do is that he didn't have to take his mom's last name.
Guys, I just found a shiny Pokemon.
Okay. Okay.
He doesn't have to take his mom's last name. You can just make up a last name for him.
I don't know what his last name is. He is the baby.
Maybe his last name is just Baby.
Baby. David Baby.
That actually works though.
So you would have been given the all of that was gonna go in the bloopers. Congratulations, Allie, for throwing that into the bloopers. So
okay. Hi guys, Elena here. I'm here to talk to you about God, I hate myself. Okay. Hi guys, Elena here. I'm here to talk to you about our sponsor today, which is Zencastr. In case you guys didn't know, we use Zencastr to record our sessions. It was so good! Hi guys, Elena here. I'm here to talk to you about this week's sponsor, Zencastr. When we were just a tiny, fresh little baby podcast, we had no idea of what we were doing, nor did we know if we were doing anything correctly. Then, when we got some brains, we ended up finding... making us sound like we're absolute dumbasses. Oh my god. I'm horrible. I hate myself. Why am I like this? God. Hi guys, Elena here. I'm here to talk to you about this week's sponsor, Zencastr. When we first started out creating the podcast that is known as Dice Drop Evolution, I don't know what's wrong with my head. I'm overthinking it. That's all that it is.
I sound sultry.
Yeah, you basically do.
You
Maybe I should
demisexual fuck.
maybe I should redo my character if this is the energy we're bringing.
This is the energy we always bring.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
There's always
me.
chaos.
It took all of our energy not to flirt with Mappy.
You could have.
Oh
You
my
could
god,
have.
no. No,
would've
he's
been funny.
married. I cannot flirt with a married man.
I'm
Yes,
just
you
saying.
can. You'd just be
Mappy
wrong.
with everybody. Mappy doesn't flirt with me because he sees me as his niece, but Mappy flirts with everybody.
By the way, I just want to let you guys know, these are the names of my Pokemon in Pokemon Legends Arceus, because
good.
God.
I've been playing the shit out of that.
I'm sick
I
and tired
have
of Pokemon.
a flying type called Flyboy, because I'm very original. I have a really fucking big Snorlax called Biggest Baby.
Yeah.
Keep going, yes.
I have
Pokemon is really hitting home to Amber right now, but keep going.
I have the new one of the new starters that looks like he's high off his ass, and I called him Zooted. And then I have a really big electric cat called Thundercat, again, original.
Thundercat.
Then I have a really big octopus called Alfentai.
I was
Because
so
why
ready
not?
for you to say Octopussy. I was so fucking ready, Kyle.
I
you
really
know-
do.
I almost did, to be honest with you, but
I was so ready to hear Octopussy.
I don't think Game Freak allows that word in naming
I
Pokemon.
feel like-
And what
I
you could
feel
do
like
instead of Octopussy, Octopussy.
Octopussy.
Yeah,
Octopussy.
Octopussy.
Oh, and then I also have a shiny Jolteon, which is my favorite one, called Volt Puppy, because I couldn't think of anything else. So Volt Puppy was what I got.
Alright.
Oh, and don't forget the giant fucking Rapidash I found called Big Speed.
Do you guys have anything else to tell me before we get started today on this stupid fucking adventure?
Fuck bitches, get money.
Alright.
I
That's
get
the
my
goal.
stitches taken out on Tuesday.
What?
I get my stitches taken out on Tuesday.
Oh yeah,
Hell
because
yeah.
For
you
your
cut your thumb in the
This
time that
seems
you've
to
been
be-
out on the
6
Hey.
months. This seems to be a 6-month rotation here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like in the time that we've had you on the podcast, Britton, you have hurt your thumb at least 3 times.
No, that was the thumb that you originally saw was my ring finger, remember?
My other hand.
You kept on
No,
calling it my
but
thumb
here's
because of
the
how fat it
thing.
was.
You seem to have hand-related injuries a lot.
Yes.
So I'm sensing that this is going to be an issue further down the line.
Probably.
Because a lot of your work has to deal with hands, such as rolling dice.
Just
You know what?
Pick
My dice have been spicy today. My highest roll has been a 9.
Britt, you cannot roll dice without fingies.
He can put it in his mouth and spit
Oh.
it out. We'll see what happens.
Ooh.
And that
Ooh.
causes a choking hazard.
Now you're just getting too
don't-
kinky for me.
I got the extra large dice too. Let's do it.
Well,
I'll use my
in
mouth on
wholesome
the extra
news,
large dice.
in wholesome news, I got my burrito, and I'm very excited.
I'm currently ordering myself food. But a funny anecdote. I always like to share stories about my children at work.
And they either go into the bloopers or at the end. Who knows?
Okay, so I want you to guess what this child is afraid of, because we read the book called Jabari Jumps, and it's about facing your fears. So they had to do a connected to self writing assignment.
Oh, God.
And so this girl, she was telling me the entire time, and I was like, okay, and I'm just letting you know, I'm going to read your story as is, so that when we edit it, we know exactly what to fix, and you help me. And she goes, okay. And then as she's done, she's like, okay, Miss Zucker, I'm done. And I'm just
Oh,
like,
no.
okay. So then she goes, and she wrote a really good piece. She goes, hey, have you ever heard of snacks? Snacks are pretty scary. Snacks are long, slippery, and smooth, and they feel yucky.
Oh no. Oh no.
I knew exactly what she was writing about because we discussed it together. And then she like proceeds to go on and snacks, and then she would write other different words wrong. But as it just progressed, I was just like, I was just like, she's describing one kind of a snake, but another person would think of this in the wrong context. And I was like, good job, tiny child. Oh my
Yes,
god.
that's correct.
And then another child was scared of spiders.
I mean, same. I feel
Oh,
that on a
no.
deep and emotional level.
And then another one of my children was afraid of, and I quote you, hyenas. And then I
All right.
proceeded to ask him, why are you afraid of hyenas? And he
Lion
goes,
Have you watched the
"Because-"
fucking Lion King?
No, he goes, at night, I hear them howl outside my door. And I'm just like, what? And he goes, yeah, you know, the giant hyenas that roam around West Virginia. And I was like, oh, I go, what do they look like? Because I know what a hyena looks like. And then he proceeds to describe what wolves are. And then I was just like, buddy, those aren't hyenas, those are wolves. And he goes, no, they're not. They're African hyenas, and they're out to get me. And I was just like, what the fuck is it going on? Like, what did you do to a hyena? I was like, what did you do to a hyena? He full on believes that hyenas are out to get him. Like, it sounded like a conspiracy theory. Like, he was describing, like, if I had to go, I would never be able to face my fear. You want to know why? If there were 12 hyenas and just one of me, I would run up a tree and I would try to shoot them with my Nerf gun. And I was just like, oh my god, what is happening? Honestly, sounded like a conspiracy theorist. It was like
Children are terrifying.
Mm-hmm. They
I
really
love-
are.
I love that you tried to explain to him, like, hey, we don't have hyenas here, and you clearly said African hyena.
Yeah,
Where are we right now?
I know, but then I showed him on the globe where Africa was. And I was like, here's Africa, here's West Virginia. So how would they have had to have crossed the Atlantic Ocean to get here? And he goes, hyenas know how to build boats. And I was like,
What?
I was like, they do? And he goes, yeah. And I go, what does their boat look like? And he goes, you know, they probably used like bamboo or something to make a raft. And I was just like, oh. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, how do they survive? Because it's about a 2 to 3 month boat trip, or like just by raft at least. And he was like, they survived by eating sharks. And I was like, these sound like terrifying hyenas. I don't want to fuck with these guys.
Alright.
Like, legit made me terrified of hyenas.
Are these hyenas gang members? Okay.
I think so. And then immediately afterwards, I kid you not, immediately afterwards, it was, I guess, a vine of this succubus girl, and it was like something hysterical. I forget exactly what the context was, but then I sat there and my eyes go wide because I recognized that little bit because it's a porn. And nobody knew. And I've seen that porn before because, you know, kinks.
No.
I tried so hard because to me, it's like a hot ass porn. And it's like an animated porn. And so I'm just like, oh my god. I tried so hard to contain myself without laughing hysterically because none of them were paying attention. But it was like, and I was just instantly I saw that I got horny. And I was like, oh my god, hide your lady boner. I felt so embarrassed. And Will wasn't even there yet. And I was like, oh my god, Zoe, don't even say anything that this is a porn because then they're going to ask you, how do you know that this is a porn?
I have watched it!
I have watched it many a times. It is a hot ass porn. I am not kidding you. Like, oh my god. But to me it is. It's my kind of kink because it is a strong female who is like also fantasy and it's just like, ooh.
I need you to send me this. I'm just
out
out
do
of
you seriously want me
curiosity.
to?
Like
You
just
seriously want me to?
now I want to know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, you're kind of piquing my curiosity too, because I'm like,
honestly,
you can't
like-
talk something up like this and
To
then
me-
not
That
drop
thing
a
is, I
link.
know exactly which one she's
Elena.
talking about.
Are you? It's the girl who it was a succubus who takes over this random chick's body,
Yep.
and then she's like,
I know
my
exactly
powers
what
are
one you're talking about.
Wait, are you talking about? Hold on? Are you talking about Meru the succubus?
Yes.
Nope. I've seen that one, man.
Oh my god! Ethan, that we're all horny and know the exact anime that Elena's
Hold on.
Post it in horny jail.
Yeah, Maru! Oh my fucking god! Yes! Oh my god, there's a oh wait, no,
There's
it's
like
not
3
an
or 4
actual
now, I
one.
think.
There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
Can we
No,
start
it's-
back up, please? Can we please?
Hold on a second. I have to find this and send it to fucking.
Okay, so hold on. The first one, OVA 3 is the original. The rest are just like people making it their own. Like it's not the actual because you could tell that it's not the same animator. That makes me sad, but Amber, like
I
if you
found
want me
it.
to- Okay, 'cause it's
There's
on Pornhub.
5 of them, and it's made by, as long as it's made by the person named Scudbutt.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
it's the
because
right
I've
one.
seen like the other ones. Okay, so then I need to do some research later.
I'm literally sending you a link.
I'm
I
a
have no
virgin.
shame, so I just looked it up.
Yeah,
Goddamn
okay.
right, Amber.
Yeah, okay, then.
Oh my God.
I've never had a horny thought in my life. Absolutely not. Never.
Never. Pure of heart right
pure.
here.
Like, listen.
pure.
This entire
Listen.
first part is just going in the bloopers. I don't care.
I cast snake hand and hyena gun.
Somewhere, somehow, a tiny little girl is trembling.
Amber, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor and remember hyena gun and snake hands so we can just message Lex later. Thanks.
Oh,
Oh,
my God.
yes.
No, we need to
I'll do you one better. I'm gonna.
we need to message Matthew and get him and Fernando on it ASAP.
I'm just gonna put this in Lex's workspace in Cozy Library. Just snake hand,
Snake hand,
hyena
gun.
gun.
I love
Have
watching them
fun.
pop up.
Hold on. I'm gonna go to.
It's a variation of witch bolt, but when you shoot a gun, a hyena comes out of it.
I'm going to. Matthew, real quick. I got this.
It's okay because I
Lex's
just made a tweet.
Lex's
Oh my
response
God.
was just stand.
Stand. And then for hyena gun, hun. It works.
Okay.